are concerned, particularly the NATO is in charge of articulated vehicles in Nigeria. That is their parent body. That they begin to look at how they increase the capacity through training and retraining of those truck drivers, particularly articulated drivers who specializes in carrying chemicals, composite chemicals, who specializes in carrying gas. Are you getting me now? So that they can give them adequate training with a lot of industrial safety measures. In case of such things happened, they will know what to do at the first instance before other safety agencies will come in. Are you getting me now?
Exactly.
So we lost a lot of people. What they recorded as 80 was not really the 80. The lives that were lost in that accident are over 150,000.
150.
Yes.
Okay. Looking at the fact that we have now apportioned blames to the government for its refusal to put that road in order, let us also begin to look at the recklessness of the articulated vehicles. You have said they have a regulatory body, the NATO. Do you think NATO is in control of those vehicles? Because sometimes when you see some of the things vehicles are actually doing on the road, you begin to wonder if they have union and if the union have any control over them.
The union has a very grip control over their membership. But let me put it on record here that it's not all owners of articulated vehicle. Whether dry, when I talk of dry articulated vehicle, those ones that can carry grains, livestock. Regularly, I'll call them dry articulated vehicle. Then the wet articulated vehicle are those that are carrying chemicals, gas, petrol, for things like that. So there are two categories like that. So dry vehicle, articulated vehicle, and then the wet one that is carrying petrol, like we are explaining now. They are doing a lot. Fortunately, their president is a friend. We are colleagues. You know, I serve in the road sector for over 20 years.
Exactly.
And I know that they are very, very formidable. It is just a few of them who want to beat the system, who are already under the influence of drugs, who are ready to meet up because they spend more of the time along the roads to see their girlfriends. And then in some cases, they've been able to steal some of this commodity to sell and want to create an impression before the owner of the vehicle that they have a mechanical problem on the road. And that is why this issue was like that. So they will be searching to try to be fast. But majorly, that accident was caused as a result of potholes, very deep one. That is what caused that accident.
But they said the articulated vehicle was following one way rather than going under the bridge.
They've been doing that since that road has gone into almost tertiary destructions. That movement has been so. There are road safety officers on that road permanently stationed there. They've done all they could to control them. It's beyond their reach because the drivers in charge are equally in haste to get to their destination in their products,
and therefore they can violate traffic rules.
They will, and the people cannot hold them because they are not armed. The road safety officers are not armed. The police are not there. The other people you see are representatives of the other unions who are not even registered, who are equally their boys that you see there. That is what accounted to what has happened there. And not too far from that accident, another one happened in the same, not less than 2 meters distance, on the same spot. So it's a very serious issue. And let me say here that the DICO community, particularly the chiefs and his officials, including the Suleja Emirates, under our leader, our father, His Royal Highness, they did all they could to be sure that they get a lot of people to come in for rescue operation before the agency started coming. But most of what happens are those standing by the roads,
passers-by,
and those coming. There are other vehicles that are coming. You know, they come with loads, and people are on top of the vehicle.
Exactly.
This is what accounted to this massive loss of human being that you saw there. Beside the other valuable products that were lost in millions.
It is not just the thieves that went there to scoop fuel.
Yeah!
But there are other innocent passers-by.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe some even travelers who are trying to...
Exactly. In fact, a woman I saw there, she cried to the point of no return. And nobody could help. Nobody could help. In fact, from my in-law point of view, you know, I'm already from DICO. They lost 11 members of the family. 6 are children. It's market day. You know, that is when they go to sell what they have as farm produce and one product and what have you. 11 of them were involved in that accident. The head of, say, Kishano in Diko, he lost children. The whole family, they lost children. The imam, chief imam of Diko, lost 2 of his children, adults, in that FNO. So they are the most affected. I hope that the Niger State government and the federal government will look at those victim families to see how they can bring support to them in terms of help and assistance. And some of them are still in the hospital in a very dangerous state. But I'm happy that the Minister of Information, who came to the scene, have directed that they should be taken to other better tertiary healthcare facilities within Abuja. And they've been evacuating them from Suleja, from Tafa, from Diko, from Lambata. They've been taking them to Abuja and other high-level health facilities for quick medical attentions and treatment. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Abdullahi Mohammed Jadi. In case you are just joining us, we are discussing the tanker explosion that happened in Diko on Saturday.
Yeah.
And that consumed a lot of lives. We are also looking at the immediate and remote causes of that accident, and we've begun to apportion blames already. The government for its negligence on that road over the years, and then the articulated vehicles, and then the citizens. Now let's begin to look at the citizens.
Yes.
Nigerian citizens have become accustomed to this. Vandalization of vehicles of accident victims, and even vandalization of belongings of accident victims is what have led many of them to this. A lot of people are apportioning blame on poverty and joblessness, but I refuse to agree with that. Are you in tandem with this? That poverty and joblessness is what may have caused a lot of people to go in there and begin to scoop that fuel.
When government officials and government in actions refuse to carry out its constitutional responsibility, it will give birth to a lot of negativity. Minus. Let us start from the background. We have intermodal transportation system in Nigeria. Up to early 80s, those intermodal transportation systems were functionals. What are they? The air, the road, the rail. Up to 1980s, 90s, the rail were functional. And you know the rail, Nigeria Railway Corporation, has haulage where issues of liquid substances like chemicals, petrol, they have coaches for them. But the military, under the military regime, in collaboration with the northern leaders, killed the haulage department of Nigeria Railway Corporation to pave way for these articulated vehicles, which Nigerian roads were not designed to carry the capacity of the haulage. Exactly. They are applying the road on, and they are accounting for 80% of the destruction of Nigerian roads. Under the leadership of Baba Gatuku for over 30 years, Baba Gatuku has 95% of the trucks in Nigeria when he was the NRC chairman, and deliberately it took influence the killing of Nigeria haulage transportation system. They kill it deliberately. This is where the problem started from. And now because they have the money, they now take advantage to import most of these articulated vehicles. And then the roads were not meant to, they had to carry 33 capacity. They are carrying 60, 70, 80. Exactly. As it is now. The so the pressure, 33, yes, only 33 capacity tons of what it can carry. But so they contributed to 85% of road destruction. If the government were serious, Baba Njugu should have been on trial for contributing to the destruction of major federal roads as a result of importation and usage of high articulated vehicles, and cause other stakeholders that are equally investing in that sector. And then because they deliberately killed the Nigerian Railway Corporation to pay way for these their businesses, then those who are using the road, which is the means, the popular means that Nigeria use now, become victims of bad roads, become victims of social vices, armed robbery, what have you. And then move on for that to mention that the rate tracks were stolen. They didn't allow even the racer to remain. They made sure that they vandalize it to ensure that they enhance their own economic interest in promoting their own articulated vehicle on the road to do this job. So federal government under Tinubu now, as matter of urgency, should resuscitate the Nigerian Railway Corporations so that the audit department of the Nigerian Railway Corporation will become functional. They can transport pipeline fuel transportation. It was through rail. My father retired in Nigerian Railway Corporation as a director of mechanical local shed, Mina. I'm the product of a railway son. And my father spent almost half of his life on track. We hardly see him in 3 months at home. He has a permanent coach, like a house. It has AC, bed is there, kitchen is there. He's always on the track. Mina, Maduguri, Nguru, Sokoto. That is how he moves. Because if there is any derailment, he's the first line of charge. With his men to see where is the railway track, where did he derail, what can they do. He's the man on duty. He's always permanently on track movement. Yes. We were enjoying it when we were going on to see all these things happening. Exactly. Until we see the turn of events negatively as it is now. So they should quickly, as a matter of urgency, resuscitate the Nigerian Railway Corporation and allow it to function. And bring a policy. National Assembly should come up with the legislations on how to regulate or make sure that good number of those articulated vehicles are taken back to other countries of the world.
Especially the senior truck.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Abdullahi Mohammed Jabi. You can join us on this discussion through the number 09038808883. You can visit our Facebook page as well to send in your text message. Your contribution will add a lot of dimension to this discussion, where we are looking at the immediate and remote causes of the tanker explosion, the recklessness on the part of the drivers, the negligence on the part of the government, and the recklessness as well on the part of the citizens of Nigeria, especially attitudes of Nigeria towards accident victims and accident scene when it occurs anywhere in Nigeria. And we have the first caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Professor Dantala. Good morning this morning.
Morning, how are you?
Good morning, my brother, Uncle Jabi. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Contact.
Morning, sir.
Morning, sir. I see in my place a lot of the Hadi photo. Depending on Guamutani Boso. We will say, John, the Nigeria, in a Nigeria, you see almost get it about 3-4 months now. It happened at the road. The same Niger State. It happened in Suleja, Bena Road, the same state. Where are we getting it wrong in this country, in Niger State? This is the time now. The federal government, it should wake up for the slogan and do the necessary thing to have the railway functioning perfectly. The tankers are the marching, killing our people in Nigeria. The name of the the name of the young boys who are not capable, they hand over the tanker to their hands. In the name of no one, they carry the value the people's lives. You see, if we are a serious country, this is okay for the still president, the transport of Minister of Transport to resign. Believe me, I knew the people who die is more than 100 because we believe in the media. If the government says that 10 people will die, 50 people are being caused. Why are we getting it wrong? We are receiving for the government. We don't have any country more than this country. Nigeria be dying by hunger, by road, by fire. If there's no poverty in this country, which the government will part for those, people will go near where petrol is funny. Everybody want to go and get something to eat. You see, because of poverty.
I sometimes when people attribute this to poverty because they want to go and get something to eat, if you have to earn something, earn it legitimately.
Poverty are in 3 phases. Let me come. The poverty is talking about is poverty of the mindset.
Yes.
Not poverty in terms of hungry per se. Because if you don't create job for the youth to have something to do, if there are no policy and enforcement on human behavior over certain issue, our behavior on road usage is very, very poor.
Exactly.
Our human behavior on road usage is very, very poor. we are equally a endangered species of ourselves. Why on road? Beside the mechanical aspect of road, beside the road itself that is in the deplorable condition. Are you getting me now? So a lot of factors are there. Poverty is accounting for it because the owner of the truck that fell down with the product in there was waiting to see this thing come safely to the destination, make money and profit and get back, isn't it? This thing fell down. He's counting his losses. Other people came to scoop those fuels. They are stealing from his pay. They added more to his problem.
Exactly.
So I don't know the spirits that that owner of that product investment has. So everyone is sharing negativity as a result of one factor or the other. So I agree with you. Lack of knowledge is poverty. Lack of job creation is poverty. Lack of provision of infrastructure is poverty. Bad behavior of our citizens towards accident scene is poverty of the mind and knowledge.
And you know, what justification have you to go and scoop fuel from a fallen tanker when it doesn't belong to you? And you have no hand in it. Nobody calls you for any aid. How can you just go and scoop fuel on something that does not belong to you? You know, I can still recall when the articulated vehicles shut down the Lambata Road. Sometimes, I think 2022. A lot of youth also engage in vandalism. Many of those articulated vehicles were vandalized. And it became very regrettable to even the articulated vehicle owners for blocking that road in the first place, because they were the one that lost, monumental loss, because people seized that advantage to loot their goods.
Yes.
And you know, now that things like this happen and people simply go in there to scoop fuel, it shows that anybody who died in that process is a thief.
He is, of course.
He's a thief.
He is, of course.
It doesn't matter whether...
but sadly, most of the victims are those that are in the market to transact business.
Exactly. No, I am referring to those that are well.
And majority of them are from Diko community and environment.
Those with containers go there purposely to scoop fuel.
They are still.
That is their intention. So they are thieves.
They are thieves. And they are mostly another dollars.
Exactly.
They are thieves.
They are thieves. So it doesn't matter whether they died in the Umfano or not, but their intention, since the intention is to go and steal, they died as thieves.
Of course, yes.
Okay, we have another caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Dr. Lintola.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, Dr. Zabi.
Morning, my brother.
This is MD from Pakungu.
Okay, go ahead.
Dr. Lintola, I must commend you for bringing this vital topic for discussion.
Thank you.
Dr. Zabi, I must commend you also for giving a wonderful analysis.
Thank you, my brother.
Dr. Lintola, you can see the rate of poverty level in this country is very, very high. Why am I saying so? And this government is not having a listening ear to listen to the plight of Nigerians. What happened? I sympathize with the family of the victim and the people that lost their life. May Allah continue to rest their soul. But Dr. Lintola, there is one thing that this government needs to understand. You understand? There are serious poverty in this land. Honestly, if it is not poverty or ignorance, Dr. Lintola, will you think a tanker petrol will be flowing and people will be going to fetch the petrol? So the government has to look at this issue. They should know that the serious problem in this country, honestly, in terms of poverty. So it's that time the government will try to create a forum or an avenue that people will be engaged, so that they will not rely on government. This government is not creating a forum or an avenue so that people will be engaged, and that is why you can see high level on a daily basis. So it's that time the government will create a forum so that people will be engaged. That's my take for now.
So thank you so much, MJ Awal, for your contribution. You can equally send in your text messages on our Facebook page on Prestigefm91.7mx.
Let's acknowledge the compassion and empathy of Mr. Governor when he came to the scene. Mr. Governor went down emotions. He was so taught to the extent that it takes time for him to get himself back when he saw the level of destructions and the number of lifeless human beings that were arranged together as if they are dead animals. Mr. Governor, we appreciate you. The Diko community says I should appreciate you. But far from that, they need you to come and see the area of intervention both in terms of even relocating that market from the highway and bringing support to the victims' families and those that are still undergoing medical treatment. We thank you very much for your humanity, and God